chainsaw carved bird cabins. Thinking about sanding these down a little bit and putting a finish on them. They're gonna be tough to sand, that's for sure. Especially in the fronts, because you can't really get your sander in there at all. Like, I mean, not at all. You can get the sides, the back and stuff. Same with this one. It's just gonna have a rough front. Might have to sand the fronts a little bit just by hand or whatever. As far as I'm concerned, it's chainsaw art. But I figure I can sand them a little bit. I want to go ahead and mount the tops to them permanently and put a clear coat on them and see how they look. So that's what I'm gonna do for a little while. I'm gonna sand these up some. Add me a piece of sandpaper. And get it in. Where do I start? With the roof? We can start with the roof. There we go. That's pretty enough. I really don't even want it perfect. I want it to look like a rustic cabin. Leave some of the chainsaw marks. Smooth the bottom a little bit. There we go. I think that's about it. Just gotta remember how that went. How was that? That's the tough part, is putting it back together how it was. Let's see here. I think that's it. Alright, so that's the front there. Now let's sand this some. I'm basically going to hit all the spots I can touch with the sander. Then the rest will just be a little rough, and I'll hand sand like the front, you know, a little bit. Just to really just break any roughness off of it. Take any sharp edges off. Around the hole. keep on going with the sander some more. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm about to sand the crap out of both of these. And then we'll put a finish on them and see what they look like. Screw the tops on. Oh yeah. This is the tough part here. Just kind of sanding the fronts where you can't get in there with a sander. And the inside too, kind of going through the inside and breaking some of that rough stuff. Hang out, you know, little pieces of wood that are splinters and stuff that are hanging out. There we go. Hit that hole a little bit. Front here, this hole. Definitely want the holes pretty clean. I definitely got to get me like some sanding pads and stuff like that to do some of this detail stuff. It's kind of rough using a piece of sandpaper like this, but it is what it is. I mean, I think that's about good enough for me. Rustic. Like I said, it's just a rustic little chainsaw cabin. Break these edges some. Some of these corners you can still fit like the tip in there. To round it off some. There we go. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I think those look pretty good. I think that's good. I don't mind the chainsaw marks. I mean, that's what it is. A chainsaw carving. So I'm not trying to make it super perfect. See if we can use this chisel a little bit to sand that out. Timber! Timber! Oh, there you are, buddy. What are you doing, man? You staying home, being a good boy? There we go. That's a little cleaner right there. That little lip there. Cool. Now I'm gonna start screwing some of this stuff. I guess I'm gonna do the roofs first. I could hit the back with some screws. Make my life easier to make some lines here. A lot less likely to miss. There we go. So now we have our lines here, so we kind of know where to drill. go. It's got to be pretty much straight down, I think. And then this one is hard to miss right here. This big old chunk. Oh yeah, we hitting. That's how we do it. Let's see if we can mount us some dowel rods in this thing. I found a few little dowel rods. I got a few little pieces I could use until I actually go to Lowe's and get me some. There we go. Now that dowel rod should fit right in there. Heck yeah. The oak is tough. Oak gets hard when you heat it up too. Come on, let's go. Yeah, I might have to get a few of these too. These are pretty old and been used a lot. I need some better sanding stuff. Bits. I used to have all this stuff in the freaking wood shop. I couldn't bring it all with me camping, so it is what it is. Take all that out again. Wow, it really gets wedged in there. Yeah, it looks good. All right, now we got a permanent top. Add a little bit of glue. Like so. Put us a rod in there. Got the Japan razor saw. Do us a flush cut. Just like that. Look at that prettiness. And these are oak dowel rods, so they match. They match the wood. I'll take us a little bit of sandpaper. Gotta I usually use my little belt sander, but I ain't got any power out here yet. We're getting there. We are getting there, man. We're getting there. I have a little hammer somewhere for this. I'm guessing I don't. I think I might have had, yeah, I had a lot of that stuff in my workbench in storage. So it is what it is. Right. And one more there. Use a finer one. There you go. Then you take the sander. Oh, let's clean up our glue real quick. Try to clean up my glue bottle every single time because that glue will dry and get this thing stuck. Be a pain in the butt. All right, now we just take the sander. There we go. Screws are covered. That roof is now permanent. Now we need to add screws to the bottom. We're going to use washers on these screws. Use some pretty screws because you are going to be able to see them, but you're going to be able to take these out and remove the bottom. Want these screws at? There we go. You can see about how thick those are. That one's real thick. That one's a little lesser. I'm going to go kind of right in the middle there. That front. Clean that up. Let's see. That one's a little thinner, so we'll go a little closer there. There we go. All right, let's match our lines back up. Where were we here? That. There we go, we on point. Add us a screw in the front. That'll keep it in place for us. There we go. Match our lines up again. That looks pretty good. A little bit. There we go. People, I don't know, some people might not like that this takes one of the T-bits, one of these, but I really hate Phillips. So we're using these, and I don't have any Phillips anyway. But Phillips love to strip. But look at that. This thing is ready for a finish, y'all. Look at that. So, top's on permanently. The bottom's removable. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing to this one. And then we're going to put a finish on these and make them beautiful. All right, y'all. Have 2 bird cabins ready for a finish. We're gonna see how these turn out. I think they are gonna look very nice. I don't have dowel rods to put perches in here, but I mean, we got porches. I think that's good enough just having a porch, right? Let's see what these things look like with some finish. I'm pretty excited. It is nice when you do the best part right here is putting this clear coat on them, making all this grain pop. Look at that already. Look at that knot in the top, boy. And the dowel rod. Oh yeah, look at the difference already. Half and half. That really brings out some color, doesn't it? Love it. Love it. Man. Get that bark real good. Darken that bark up. Oh yeah. the awning real good. Top part there. Get inside that hole some. Oh yeah. Get that front real good. It's kind of soaking it up there. Oh yeah. So I'll go ahead and do this bottom. Put dang right on the bottom. That way, whoever gets it, they know where it came from. Maybe they'll go to dang right YT and see what's up. Maybe I need like a fancy burner with a chainsaw that says dang right. One of these days. Alright, we got that bottom. Move on to the side. I like how it darkens up the chainsaw marks. I actually like that. It's got that rustic look to it. Oh yeah. Oh. Be careful. Getting in all them cracks. Man. Alright. Move around. Whoa. Soak it in that bark real good. I like when that bark just gets real dark and shiny. It almost looks unreal. I'm gonna have this finish on me for the rest of my life, I think. You can tell the last stuff I finished, I got it all over me still. Stuff takes a little bit of work to scrub it off. Oh yeah, shiny. Look at the sun hitting it. Our first coat on that one. Look at the sun hitting it. Looks all shiny. Oh, there's a spot I didn't get. The thing about this finish is you got to go over it because the drips will harden. So you really want to go over it all. Try to prevent drips as much as possible. Wow, the finish just makes it look so much nicer. Wow, man. Love it. All right. We'll let that just sit here until we do the other one, and then we'll come back and kind of coat it again. The second coat doesn't take near as much. You're basically sealing it, the wood's soaking it in. So then the next coat, it just sits right on top of it and creates that epoxy type look. There we go. Look at that compared to that. Not dark, dark. All right, I'm all sticky again. I guess I gotta get some latex gloves because this is tough. This is my favorite one out of the two. I freaking love this one. I love both of them, but this is my favorite. I love the shape of the porch. It was a great log choice. Let's see what this top looks like. That ingrain oak is just beautiful. There's the center right there. Some people don't like the dowel rods. I love the dowel rods. I think that looks so cool. I think it's a lot nicer looking than screws, that's for sure. Guess we'll go ahead and hit this bottom. Planning on getting some better Sharpies too, that way when I handwrite stuff it'll look a lot better. I want some real fine tip Sharpies. Sharpies seem really good for this, under this clear coat. I've made signs and all kinds of stuff, and Sharpies do not seem to bleed at all, so that's awesome. See, I've been over that quite a few times. It hasn't bled or changed at all. So that is awesomeness. Alright. Get the front here. Now we gotta go around, make sure we ain't got them drips. Just kind of brush it around. Wow, that looks amazing, man. Dang. I freaking love it. There we go. Man. How much of a difference is that? So I'm gonna let these sit here for a little while. I don't know, I might let these sit for about an hour, because I put a real thick coat on these. So I might give it about an hour, and then I'll come back and see if I need to touch them up and put another coat or not, because I don't know, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. if I do put another coat, I mean, maybe on the roofs. But I mean, those even look very good. Oh yes. Second coat looks amazing. Dang right. Look at that. Got them dowel rods. You can barely see them in that one. This one's a little lighter so you can see them a little better. These things are looking shiny. They're still a little wet. I just put the clear coat on it. It's awesome that it's a windy afternoon, evening, whatever. These things are looking awesome. Look at that. Bark just looks so dark. That's the thing, I could take the bark off of them and make it bright wood, but I just love the dark bark. Man, come on. This shiny stuff on there, I don't even know if it looks like real wood. Dang.